Jugando por España, por el número 13, Erika González, por el número 2, Ana Catavila, por el número 3, Sandra Martín, por el número 6, María Murcí, la capitana, por el número 10, Susana Pérez, en el banquillo, Teresa Martínez, Jennifer Viñuelas, Marta Canales, María Callejo y Alba Bizarro. La entrenadora, Sonia Noel. The referees will be Karen App and Igor Montero. We will now listen to the national anthem of Spain. Now let's listen to the Australian national anthem.
So starting with number 10, Georgia Bykoff, 7 goals so far in this campaign. Number 7, Eloise Northam. Their goalkeeper, Caitlin Smith. Number 3, Talia Blanchard in defence, and Lainey Harrison, who's been playing up top. On the bench for the ParaMatildas is backup goalkeeper Holly Saunders, Nicole Christodoulou, Charlize Tran, Matilda Mason, and Ray Anderson. Now, with us on the broadcast today for the first time for the Combank ParaMatildas is Junior Matildas head coach Ray Dower. Ray, how do you see this one panning out?
Well, I just can't wait to watch the girls continue on in the form that they've showed these first two games. And look, at the moment, they must be sky high, full of confidence. No doubt a little bit of fatigue might start to set in, so we might see a few changes today. But look, just really excited to see the girls continue on their winning ways.
For sure. Now, Di, this is the same starting five as we get underway. The ParaMatildas in the green and gold going from right to left on your screen. Di, the same starting five as we've seen in the previous two games. What do you expect from this one?
Yeah.
Although that's the first goal already from kickoff. These ParaMatildas do not give us an opportunity to have a conversation. They do not give us an opportunity to talk because these girls cannot stop scoring. In the first 30 seconds of this game, the Combank ParaMatildas 1-0 up against the host Spain. That is another goal to Georgia Bykov, her 8th of the tournament so far, and she's had another shot here from distance, and it's gone out for a corner. Di.
Well, Taryn, I was predicting that we would start really strong and press early, and that's exactly what's happened there.
Well, these girls do not stop delivering. It is rock and roll football here in Salou in Spain, as we have a corner. Lainey Harrison to take this one. Bike off into the box. And just wide that time. 1-0 up already, Ray. There's going to be goals in this one.
Well, that's fairly obvious now from the outset, Taryn. We can definitely say that. Look, I think, again, what a great example of Georgia's awareness, game intelligence there. She knew she didn't have time to take her first touch. She just hit it first time with that trusty left boot.
And she's going again, Bykov. A very good save there by the Spanish goalkeeper. Chance isn't over, though, as the ParaMatildas continue their high press that they've become famous for so far. They're playing a very direct game, absolutely relentless in attack and giving their opponents no time on the ball. As we see a run down the left wing here from co-captain Eloise Northam. And our first look at one of her famous throw-ins into the penalty area here. Although headed away, disaster for Spain at the back there. It looks like their defender attempted to head it back to the goalkeeper. And unfortunately, it's gone into the back of the net for Australia's second goal, Ray.
Yeah, that's what you get sometimes on synthetic pitches too, don't you? Just the way that it was headed up, the ball's come down and the way that it's spun back. It's unfortunately for the hosts rolled into the back of the net, but I'm certain that the Para-Tillies will take the 2-goal lead.
Absolutely, and goal difference could come into it to see who tops the group. A reminder that the United States, who we play tomorrow, have won their first 2 games as well, as the ball goes out for a Caitlin Smith goal kick. So the team that finishes first on the ladder could well come down to goal difference. So the ParaMatildas will be looking to score as many goals as they can today. The ball is recycled through midfield there, although out for a Spain goal kick. Di, how have you seen the action so far? Now, you're a defender yourself. In those situations, the ball bouncing with difficulty on the synthetic, although there's another shot there from Bykov. Another opportunity for Harrison, and it's in the back of the net. Lainey Harrison with her right foot. Another goal for the ParaMatildas. Well, we were saying they don't give us the opportunity to have a conversation because, Di, I wanted to ask you about the second goal, but now we've scored a third. Tell us about that.
Oh, I love seeing Lainey up there and finishing off another beautiful goal. That's I believe that's 4 now for her. She's been playing outstanding this whole tournament. But the girls, they're foot on the gas, isn't it? They're hoping to get a few early ones, I believe, and they might look to change things up at half time if they can get enough goals in front. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're pressing really hard, and we're trying to get as many goals as we can early, I think.
It does certainly seem that way. They're just putting on the relentless pressure here, the ParaMatildas, as we've seen all tournament. Lainey Harrison as that first attacker, although another shot there from Bykoff. And it's just impossible for opposition teams to get the ball out of their back line here, Ray.
Yeah, Di actually hit the nail on the head there. I think, one of the things that Kelly and the team would have talked about was scoring early. Obviously takes pressure off themselves. It takes that, they can relax a little bit more into the game. It's obviously you play a little bit more when you're relaxed. You can play that little bit more fluid football, and I think that as Di said, that there might be the opportunity to make a few changes and rest a few sore legs and a bit of fatigue for tomorrow's big game against the USA. And you can even see the team manager and goalkeeper coach in the background there, Kim Schaefer, warming up Holly. So maybe the brick will get an opportunity to have a sit down today. Caitlin Smith, maybe she'll have a bit of an opportunity to sit down, and Holly can get a run.
Absolutely, it'll be fantastic to see Holly Saunders for the first time in this tournament as Australia has another throw. Launched into the box here by Northam. Scrambled away, still opportunity. And just wide past that near post there from Northam. Eloise Northam has been a consistent factor in the ParaMatildas' success so far. A retail manager for a pharmacy in Western Sydney, so a big shout out to all of her friends and colleagues listening from there as Lainey Harrison gets the ball on the edge of the area and another shot and in! The inside of the far post from Lainey Harrison, another example of how fantastic she's been at winning the ball back high up the field, and another well-deserved goal for Harrison Ray.
Yeah, look, it was another really great opportunity. She intercepted the goal kick there, the restart, and again, just really great awareness to be able to, get the shot off nice and quick before the defenders had an opportunity to close it down. And love seeing the tempo, love seeing this momentum, and keep the goals coming, girls.
So if you're just tuning in, yes, it has only been a short amount of time, but the CommBank ParaMatildas are winning 4-0 against Spain here in the first half in Salou. It's been an incredible start here as Spain look to go on the attack for the first time. Apologies for the AI camera there. Not sure what happened, but it looks like it's gone out for a goal kick. Die.
What a start from these girls. Far out. Unbelievable. And I love the way, I love Talia getting up that wing as well. She's been such a solid player for us, and I love seeing her break free on the wing.
Absolutely. Talia Blanchard playing the deepest player normally so far in this tournament, but she has been given license as the tournament's gone on to go a bit further up the field as Bykoff wins the ball back, wearing the captain's armband today, co-captain with Eloise Northam. And the ball out for a Spain throw-in.
Yeah, and you can see that confidence, Di, that you refer to there, the confidence in the team where Talia can see that opportunity to go forward. No fear, she just gets forward, and Eloise does a great job in just dropping back in and covering that back line.
As the ParaMatildas look to play the ball in the box here, that's Northam. Well defended there by the Spanish player. That's out again to Bykoff and back to Northam. Back to goalkeeper Smith, scorer of a goal in the first game against the Netherlands. Poked forward, looking for the run of Harrison. and out for a goal kick. So there's 8 minutes has gone by in this game so far, and the ParaMatildas 4-0 to the good. As Spain look to get the ball out from the goal kick here. It's very difficult to beat this press for any opposition team. You see Bykoff coming forward there, and then in defence, that looked like Blanchard was able to come forward and collect the ball in midfield. So even if opposition teams can get it past that sort of front two of Bykoff and Harrison, they're coming against players like Blanchard and Northam out of defence and out of midfield, and it's making them impossible. It's making it impossible for opposition teams to get through, Ray.
Yeah, and as I said, they're just playing with so much confidence at the moment too. You can see, that they can move the ball fluidly. They're looking to try and set each other up. They're playing direct, as you said, but they have got a little bit of a, you can see the sequence that they're trying to play. They're trying to, move the ball around, trying to do it nice and quickly. And when they get that opportunity, they're having a nice and early shot as well.
Has Blanchard on the ball here, shaping to have a shot on the edge of the area. And just wide. That would have been her first goal of the tournament so far.
Oh, I was blowing it in from the side here. I was blowing with the wind to try to push that one in. Really want to see Talia get a goal there.
It would be fantastic to see Blanchard score a goal. The 21-year-old from Jalilaby in New South Wales. As we see another high press here, the ball won back in midfield and another goal. A fantastic finish from almost the halfway line there from the ParaMatildas to make it 5-0 here in the first half in Salou. Di, how did you see that one?
Oh, Taryn, I'm having a few difficulties here, technical difficulties, so I didn't actually see that one, so I'll let Ray talk us through that last goal.
Look, that's another great first
Ray,
time.
I'm going to have to cut you off here because that was another shot. Is Harrison going to get the ball in? And well defended. Ray, these girls do not let up.
No, they don't. And another great early opportunity taken. I think it was Eloise Northam there with the finish. And first time finish, and she's rammed it home.
As another shot there from Bykoff and Harrison, and it goes out for a goal kick. As we see the first drinks break of the game, Australia 5 goals to the good in the first half of this IFCPF Women's World Cup game. I hesitated there because there has been such a rush of goals. It's been difficult to keep up, even for us. Di, talk us through the first part of that first half.
Yeah, I mean, we've started brilliantly, haven't we? We've just taken it right through them, and it's obvious that our tactics are to play strongly, to put pressure on their defence. And we've really mixed it up well too. We're, short ball, long ball with our throw-ins. And I also love the way Kelly has added herself as a fifth player there to so we can knock it around a little bit more. So I love that, and that's going to be useful if we can use her as a fifth player on the field, even though she's our goalkeeper. So I especially love that.
Absolutely. Goalkeeper Caitlin Smith showing she has a lot of tools in her repertoire. Ray, 5-0 up. When do we start seeing some substitutions?
Well, I think that, Kelly and the team obviously had a bit of a game plan. I think that, they might not change too many things up until half time. Ask the girls how they're feeling and then have some sort of planned sort of substitutions maybe at half time. I think the message would be loud and clear, even though the scoreline there only says 2-0. It's 5-0 up, and I think Kelly would want to see how many they can get in this first half, and that gives them the luxury then to make as many changes as they need to.
Yes, of course. And as we said before, goal difference could be a factor determining who finishes top of the group. And even though, of course, if things do go the ParaMatildas' way and they do win here today and the United States do pick up a point against Japan, it will be all to play for in the gold medal match. I think having those bragging rights of being top of the group is also something that this team will be hungry for, as they've shown they do not let up, this team of ParaMatildas, and they'll be hunting for every single goal they possibly can, as we see Blanchard trying to win the ball in midfield, and it has ended up in the hands of goalkeeper Smith. As Blanchard on the ball again there, and out for a throw. We've seen these throw-ins used throughout the tournament. Eloise Northam, they've been an absolute attacking weapon for the Combank ParaMatildas. We've seen a few headed goals as well. You'll see Bykoff making a run into the box, although this time it's gone to Harrison. And very well saved there by the Spanish goalkeeper. Looked like it was almost the threat of a second own goal there, but she's gotten down well to save that. Di, you are a defender. You've defended in many games for your country. A situation like this, if you're Spain, do you drop a little deeper, try and weather some of this storm, or do you have to fight your way out of it?
Oh, absolutely. You need to weather the storm, don't you? You need to try not to concede too many goals. They've had a lot of goals scored against them, so they'd be sitting in as tight as they can, marking as hard as they can, and really supporting their goalkeeper, knowing that the Aussies are so good at their shots.
Shot from the edge of the area. And off the post there from Eloise Northam. Another corner tactic that we've seen throughout this tournament. Coach Kelly Sturton basing her set pieces off futsal tactics, being 5-a-side, and almost working out that time, although the chance isn't over, and it's gone out for another corner. Di, continue.
As I was saying, there we've got some weapons with our shooting, so the Spanish would be looking to block shots as much as they possibly can. And we're seeing that they've got 3 defenders within the box, so it's obviously their tactics to try and buffer the storm as much as they can, which is really hard with such, our girls being so strong and dominating of this game.
You can see throughout the game the likes of Bykoff and Northam in particular, but also Harrison, they're so strong and they've got engines on them, don't they, Ray?
Yeah, look, they do, and I think that's one of the
There's
other...
another shot that's blocked away. Apologies, Ray. Can't pause for breath at all in this game.
No, you can't. But one of the complexities that Kelly has to take into account, obviously...
Another hit of the post there from Georgia Bykoff, showing an amazing amount of skill there to dribble past. I think that was 2 or 3 defenders, and unfortunately her shot hit the post. Apologies, Ray. It's happened again.
Look, the posters. It was our friend earlier. We snuck one in off the inside of the post and it went in. But now that's two posts in a row that's denied the girls. But yeah, as I was saying, Kelly has to obviously, within the rules and the classifications of the players. Here we go.
Harrison
again.
with a shot. A superb save there by the Spanish goalkeeper, coming out and getting down to smother that shot away. And Spain have earned themselves a throw-in.
Yeah, it really is all hands on deck at the moment for the Spanish defenders.
To just explain what happened there for viewers, it was a foul throw against Spain. So one of the differences with CP football is that you are allowed to roll the ball in, but when you do roll the ball in, the ball must touch the ground immediately after the ball is thrown. So the foul throw there was given against Spain because the ball was in the air after it was thrown. So just one of the little differences that you might see in CP football for those unfamiliar. As Northam has the ball and Australia look to advance once more. It's Bykoff on the ball, looking to let loose on the edge of the penalty area, and just wide that time. Spain with another goal kick there. Just really struggling to get it out of their own half here, Spain. Di, do you think that Spain maybe need to go a little bit more direct here, or do you think that they just need to pass it around and hold the ball for a little while?
Yeah, look, we're Australia dominating this game, so it's very hard for Spain. If they go long, we've just got Smith at the back sweeping everything up, so it's extremely
And a
hard
shot from
to know.
outside the area, and it's hit the post once more. How many times are the ParaMatildas going to hit the post in this half? I think that's 3, not counting the goal, Di.
Unbelievable. We've got chances everywhere. Yeah, as I was saying about the Spanish team, they're finding it very hard to know what to do. It's we're dominating them physically, and we're looking so relaxed now the way we're knocking it around.
Bykoff with the throw into the box. Lainey Harrison gets on the end of it, but is unable to steer it goal side.
Yeah, remembering that Spain are also, this is they've played a number of games now in succession, so there might be a little bit of fatigue for them starting to set in as well. So halftime, might come in a very opportune time for them to be able to make some adjustments and maybe some personnel adjustments as well.
I'm sure that we will see plenty of personnel adjustments on both sides at halftime, as that's a shot from Harrison that has just gone wide. It looked like that was a back pass gone wrong there from Spain, but the goalkeeper has done an excellent job at keeping it out. Now, if you're just joining us for the first time, we are having some difficulties with the scoreboard. It is, in fact, 5 goals to the CommBank ParaMatildas, and Spain are currently scoreless. As we see the first substitution for the ParaMatildas, 2 substitutions in fact. We see a debut for goalkeeper Holly Saunders, the 19-year-old from Sydney, a fantastic occasion for her, and Ray Anderson coming on in place of Lainey Harrison. So just to repeat that, that's Holly Saunders on as goalkeeper in place of Caitlin Smith, and Ray Anderson on in place of Lainey Harrison. How does that change the game now, Ray?
Well, look, I think what a wonderful occasion for young Holly. Oh, and Ray's first involvement was nearly a goal there as the balls come back off the deflection. But what a great opportunity for, I'm sure that Holly's family and friends and all the coaches in football are extremely excited, and it means obviously that Caitlin's big weapon in terms of the direct shots from the back are eliminated a bit. So maybe that's just giving her an opportunity to have a bit of a rest. But Holly's worked very, very hard for this opportunity, and she'd be extremely excited. Probably a little bit nervous knowing Holly, but extremely excited at the same time.
Absolutely. Saunders, the 19-year-old from Sydney. She's a world record holder with an athletics background. Like many of the women in this team, holds the long jump world record in the T35 class. So extremely multi-talented is this team. Just a reminder that with minutes to half time, well, I was about to say it was almost 6-0 for Australia, but that ball has just gone wide. It is indeed 5-0 with halftime fast approaching. As Spain look to play it out of the box, intercepted once more in defence, playing it onto the edge of the area, and the shot just wide again. Ray Anderson making quite an impact since coming on. She's playing as that front defender, the role that the front attacker, apologies, the role that Lainey Harrison has done to great impact. And you can see the high press there from the ParaMatildas, and it's worked out well. They've won the ball back, and it's another goal. Georgia Bykoff, fill your boots. That is her 9th goal this tournament so far, if my maths is correct. These girls are making it very difficult to keep the maths correct. That is an absolutely fantastic achievement for her. That's 6 goals now for the ParaMatildas in this first half, Ray.
Yeah, look, they showed their intent there, didn't they, on that restart? They set themselves like a nice big brick wall across, and they didn't give Spain any opportunity to clear the ball out of that front third. And again, really well taken goal from Georgia. She's just shown some great awareness. She's shown a lot of really smarts about her and able to make sure that she can let off a shot nice and quickly before the defenders get anywhere near her.
And you could see there what looked like the first involvement from Holly Saunders, the goalkeeper subbed on for her debut. Judging by that goal kick, it looks like we won't be lacking in long-range goal-kicking weapons, as the ParaMatildas have another opportunity here, but unfortunately unable to turn it goalwards after some fantastic work there from Georgia Bykoff to get it into the box.
Yeah, Ray would have been very disappointed with that. I'm sure she saw those big dollar signs light up there in her face as the ball came to her. So I'm sure she'd want that one again, and she'll probably replay that a few times tonight.
No doubt. Well, we are still in the first half, so no doubt she will have plenty of opportunities to atone for that in the second half, especially if Georgia Bykoff can continue her fantastic work. Birthday girl from yesterday, Georgia Bykoff, so 1 year older, and we'll be hoping to celebrate her birthday, not just yesterday, but perhaps celebrating a birthday week. I will be hoping to win again today. As the time ticks down towards half-time in this contest, Australia 6 goals up against this Spanish side, as another goal comes in from Georgia Bykoff. Another shot from outside of the area. She cannot stop scoring, Georgia Bykoff. That is a hat trick for her today. Di, take us through that.
That's just confidence, isn't it? Getting the ball, having a look, and just backing herself and in the back of the net, as she's done so many times this tournament. So many times indeed. Well, that is half-time here in Salou in Spain. The CommBank ParaMatildas comprehensively playing against Spain at the moment, winning 7-0. Goals to Georgia Bykoff, ×3, and Lainey Harrison as well. There have been so many goals that we are struggling to keep track. Thank you so much for joining us for this first half. We'll be back to recap the first half goals shortly.
Welcome back to our coverage of this third group stage game of the IFCPF Women's World Cup, Australia against Spain. Australia currently 7 goals up to 0 goals from Spain. Ray, what are the emotions right now? How do you describe that half?
Wow, just so exciting. Like the girls literally within kickoff, less than 30 seconds, scored the first goal, and they just have been relentless for the entire half. Some great strikes, some great, really, great awareness, taking the ball nice and early. And look, it's awesome to see them 7-0 up half time.
Absolutely, and their play has merited those 7 goals. Di, can you talk us through how those goals have been scored? Can you talk us through the high press and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the game plan obviously was to, press them high. We've had a lot of joy in that in the last few games. We know that Spain was probably a team that we could beat quite convincingly. And we've really controlled the game. And as I mentioned before, the goalkeeper Smith, she really controlled it back there. She was enabled us to play as a fifth player. And with that dominance there, it was, we were knocking the ball around really well. The girls are, there's so much confidence out there. And just that you can see that never say die attitude that they're showing, and that belief in themselves as a tournament, as they go into this tournament. So yeah, I mean, Kelly would be absolutely so proud of these girls at halftime, and that will set them up for, obviously there's going to be a lot of fatigue creeping in, so she can use some substitutes this half for sure.
As we see a replay of the first goal scored by Georgia Bykoff, and I think it shows what Di is saying about that never say die belief and that never say die attitude, winning the ball back high up the field and being able to score. It's such an incredible skill and talent to have. You can't coach that sort of thing, Ray.
Oh, look, there's a lot of that's definitely intrinsic, but I think that, you can certainly influence and motivate the girls to. They didn't let Spain settle into the game at all, right from the kickoff. And I think we're about to see another great second half of the same coming up.
We certainly shall, as the second half is about to get underway.
Wow. As we said, straight from the kickoff.
Sure. I am speechless. Georgia Bykoff has just scored a goal directly from the kickoff as we begin the second half. Now, we said there were going to be more goals in it. I am completely speechless, Di.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Just, yeah, the confidence, and she's obviously seen the goalkeeper off her line, and she's just backing herself now. It's wonderful.
And we've seen other teams throughout this tournament trying that tactic. Japan last night, Australian Eastern Time, tried it from every goal kick that they had, and we saw Spain just then try to do a similar thing, but the ball ended up in the hands of goalkeeper Holly Saunders. That is a remarkable thing for Bykoff to be able to pull off, as we have another shot there, but that has gone wide.
Yeah, and you could see it was quite deliberate from Georgia as well. She set herself up right from the kickoff. She set herself up. She took a couple of great steps back, and that trusty left foot just unleashed from the kickoff.
And you could tell Spain were waiting for it. They knew that it was going to happen. Their 5 players lined up deep in their half and attempted to stop the goal from occurring, but it was so well struck that it flew into the goal anyway. So a fantastic effort from Bykoff there. If you're just tuning into the stream, we apologise for the scoreboard being frozen in the top corner. It is in fact 8-0, with 4 goals to Georgia Bykoff, the latest scored on kickoff for the second half. Now, Di, how does Spain keep the ball? How do they come back from this? We're seeing maybe some more short passing now this half. Maybe there was an instruction from their coach at halftime to keep the ball a little bit more. What do they do from here? Do you think that that's the right way to go?
Yeah, they've just got to get numbers around the ball. They've just got to try and block shots from the Australians, the ParaMatildas. They've got to try and hustle as much as they can. It's just a really tough day there for them today, and they've just got to try and do the best that they possibly can to keep this scoreline down, and really try and mix it up. Go long, go short, see what's giving them joy. But there's not much joy out there for them today, unfortunately, for the Spaniards.
As we see Northam being the deepest player on the ball there, and a run into the box and out for a goal kick. Now, apologies if the stream didn't show that goal. It was so early on in the second half. We will replay that Georgia Bykoff goal for you so that we can all enjoy it in its glory. Now, it does look like we have an issue back play here. We hope that that player is okay. Now, Ray, as we are in the second half now, the ParaMatildas have made 2 substitutions. There will be 2 further windows of opportunity for Australia to make substitutions. Who are you expecting to see get a run on the park today?
Well, look, I think this obviously might come into it a little bit now. Kelly might have to do a bit of a reshuffle there, talking with Charlotte and Kim and the rest of the staff, because the injury there, which looks like is to Eloise, that might change a little bit of ideas that she has. But look, I think that Kelly this is probably a great opportunity to make sure that everyone feels like everyone's got on the park by the end of this game, and that everyone feels a real part of the success of the tournament so far. And the goals, the result at this stage, you'd say, is taking care of itself. But she want to make sure that she doesn't get any injuries, and she leaves a little bit of fuel in the tank for the big game tomorrow.
We can see Northam just trying to walk it out there on the sideline. No doubt well looked after by the physio team for the ParaMatildas. She is up and about, which is a good sign. I'm sure she'll be looking to get back on the park, but of course that will be dictated by the medical team as she does make it back onto the field. That's a fantastic sign. Eloise Northam, of course, co-captain, wore the captain's armband in the historic first game for the ParaMatildas against the Netherlands on Wednesday night. The armband worn by her co-captain Bykoff today. So if you're just tuning in, there has been 30 minutes gone in this match. The ParaMatildas winning 8-0, although another driving run into the box and another one off the post. That would have to be the 4th time this game that Australia has hit the post. They've been relentless. Now, the score as it stands right now is 8-0. 4 goals to Georgia Bykoff, 2 goals to Lainey Harrison, 1 goal to Eloise Northam, and 1 own goal. As we see... Go on, Ray.
Yeah, no, young Histradula has just come in now and try to take up where she left off the other day to score another goal, and replacing Talia Blanchard there.
It's absolutely fantastic to see Nicole Christodoulou on the park once more. She made a massive impact against the Netherlands. Di, talk us through Nicole Christodoulou as a player, as a footballer. How exciting is this to see her on the park once more? Apologies, it seems like Di may have just dropped out there as the ParaMatildas win the ball in midfield. Bykoff with another shot, but looks like it is in the grateful hands of the Spanish goalkeeper. Nicole Christodoulou, a school teacher at Fairfield High. I'm sure her students watching today will be very excited to see her on the pitch.
That was actually a goal. We've missed another goal there with the camera.
Oh, apologies to everyone on the stream. It does look like that was another goal to the ParaMatildas. Another goal to Georgia Bykoff, in fact. The captain, that is her 5th goal now for the game. An incredible effort by her. Ray, what a fantastic performance.
Yeah, look, she's really leading from the front, isn't she? Captain's armband on today, as you've already said. Birthday yesterday. It's just one heck of a week for Georgia, and she just can't stop scoring. And just to add to talking about young Nicole, Christodoulou, she is such a character. That kid is absolutely full of beans, and I know that the other night she would have just been absolutely beaming. She would not have been able to stop telling the story about how she scored. Anyone who come anywhere near her, she would have replayed it with them over and over. She's full of beans and such a great kid, and just couldn't be any happier for her.
Nicole Christodoulou, a striker, primarily an attacking player. Definitely one of these players that has been motivated by football her whole life. Someone who has played her whole life and who now gets the opportunity to represent Australia on the world stage. And it's one of the fantastic parts of this World Cup, to be able to watch the talent of players like her on the field.
Get the pens ready because this could be another goal here.
It was a cross or a shot now from this ParaMatildas team that could have been a shot there, but has ended up just wide. Di, what are you seeing in this half so far?
Yeah, look, we've started strong again, and I just want to mention Talia Blanchard. She's had a really outstanding tournament so far. She's such a steady, strong competitor, and just holding up our back line really, really well. So it's so great to see her playing so well, and you're seeing a bit of fatigue from her, and that's obviously why she was substituted off. But what a great competitor. And so amazing to see Nicole back on the field, and she'll be hungry for another goal or two, I'm sure. And as Ray mentioned, she's actually a ray of sunshine, that girl, and anyone that meets really does light up your life, and very passionate about her football.
We always love to see that, as Spain have another kickoff. One back in midfield from Bykoff again. And another goal for the ParaMatildas captain, her 5th for today. And that is yet another example of winning the ball back in midfield, having a shot on that powerful left boot, and drilling it yet again into the corner of the goal, Ray.
Yeah, I think this second half, I think Spain have tried to be a little bit tighter on her, and she's just been smart enough to drop back a little bit deeper. She's receiving that ball a little bit deeper now, and you saw then receiving it around middle of the field, couple of great touches forward. She accelerates so quickly with the ball, gets it out from under her feet, and another great strike on goals.
That's something that a lot of people have mentioned throughout this tournament is she just has such an engine on her. She can win the ball in midfield and just accelerate past 2-3 players, and that's why she's able to get the shots on goal that she has, and that's why she's in contention for the Golden Boot. It was good to see prior to that goal as well, Northam, who had a bit of an injury niggle early in the game, was up and about and blasted a shot over the bar.
Yeah, that great skill you talk of there, Taryn, players can, when they're running with the ball, often that they don't run as quickly with the ball at their feet as they can if they're running alongside it, say chasing. But she's an exceptionally gifted athlete, and she can run just as quick with the ball at her feet, and it's a real gift. It's a real gift, and she's certainly using it to full effect this tournament.
As we head into a drinks break for the second half, just a score update if you're just tuning in. Australia are 10-0 up against Spain halfway through the second half. Goal scorers are 5 to Georgia Bykoff, 2 to Lainey Harrison, 1 to Eloise Northam, and an own goal rounding out the 10. Di, it's been an extraordinary game so far, and indeed an extraordinary tournament. Do you think Australia have some more goals in them?
Absolutely they do. They'll be pushing. We don't want to leave it to goal difference to make it through. So we're going to be pushing for more and more. And I definitely know Nicole's got one in her at least. And by the way, Bykoff's playing, she's got another couple in her as well. So after this drinks break, I think that we're going to start firing again and seeing if we can put another couple in the back of the net to really cement our position in this tournament, and hopefully get a sub on to just give those girls a rest that have played for the past 3 days or for the last 3 games. That's going to be a massive advantage for us going into our next game against the USA.
No doubt we'll be seeing substitutes Christodoulou and Ray Anderson, both absolutely desperate for goals themselves. Of course, Christodoulou has already scored a goal so far in this tournament, scoring in the second half against the Netherlands, but as ever will be hungry for more. As the ParaMatildas restart with a throw-in, and immediately look to get the ball up the field once more. Bykoff leading the charge. And that's Christodoulou attempting to win the ball back. Australia able to recycle possession and out for a Spanish throw.
She's like a little terrier, isn't she, in there, Nicole? Any opportunity, and she's absolutely trying to get herself on that ball as much as she can.
We've seen a number of headed goals this tournament so far from Australia. I believe a few from Georgia Bykoff herself. I'm not sure Nicole Christodoulou is the number one candidate to get on the end of those headers, but she's certainly pressing high and looking to win the ball back in the same way that we've seen the likes of Lainey Harrison do throughout the tournament, Ray.
Yeah, look, I'm sure if Nick did get a head on the end of one and scored it, we really would never hear the end of that one. It would be some story that she would be able to tell. But look, as we've said, she's such a character, and here she is again on the ball.
That was a lovely bit of play through midfield there. Northam to Bykoff and then up to Christodoulou. Was unfortunately not able to beat the defender there. You can see Spain having 2 players back at all times here, trying to stop the onslaught from Australia, but just not able to succeed at the moment, as Bykoff is on the ball once more with her right foot blocked away, and a throw-in. So again, if you're just tuning in, the scoreboard is not quite up to date with the avalanche of goals the ParaMatildas have scored. They are 10-0 in the lead. And we'll see another attacking throw-in here from Eloise Northam. This could be an opportunity for that headed goal from Christodoulou.
She looks like she wants it, doesn't she?
Into the box, and an opportunity here, but cleared away from Spain. You can see all of their players back to defend there. They're really trying to hold on now and to stop Australia from scoring more goals as we get to the end of this game. Just a reminder that halves are 25 minutes in women's CP football, plus any stoppages. Ball into the box once more. And it's in. Was that direct from the throw there from Eloise Northam?
I reckon Nick Christodoulou will claim that. She's absolutely going to claim that that's got a little bit of something, a little bit of a wisp of her hair there. But just as we've been talking it up, she certainly provided the nuisance factor in front of the Spanish defenders there for the ball to go into the back of the net.
She certainly did, and we'll wait official confirmation from the ground there as to who that goal is credited to. Di, as we head into the final 10 minutes of this one, fatigue will be a bit of a factor here. Do you see the ParaMatildas slowing down, or are they just going to keep going with another shot there from Bykoff? Possibly might prove a point that you're about to make about slowing down, but talk us through the last few minutes of the game. Apologies, looks like we've lost Di again. Ray, talk us through the last few minutes of this one.
Well, look, I think there's still Matilda Mason there, isn't there, on the bench there, maybe to come in and get a run. Again, Kelly would be not the goal average is certainly one thing, but the other thing she'd be wanting to make sure is that she doesn't get any injuries to any of the key players, and that she does leave as much fuel in the tank as she can for the game against the US. So you're trying to balance all those ideas out and all those complexities as a coach.
And these games are coming thick and fast at this World Cup. We played our first game on Wednesday. There was a game yesterday against Japan, a game today, Saturday, against Spain, and then tomorrow against the United States. So fatigue certainly does come into it as we have another corner. Oh, Christodoulou fighting hard there to try to get the ball, but the free kick goes against Australia there.
I was almost going to call penalty, Taryn. I thought that there might have been a little infringement the other way, but Nick, she's such a great character. She's the one that's got pushed down to the ground, and she's held the hand out to the Spanish opponent.
Di, how did you see that one? Maybe a bit of a controversial call there, as it was Christodoulou who went tumbling. Could that have been a penalty?
Oh, I actually saw it the other way around, but yeah, look, it's fair fight out there, to be honest. Yeah, she's a dog at a bull at that one. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's all fair out there, and I love the sportsmanship after when she held her hand and helped her up. It's lovely to see.
That is what it's all about, as we saw another piece of tech is there in midfield from Georgia Bykoff, beating her player, but unable to get it past the defence in the end. As we see another throw in here. Headed clear. Controlled on that far side, whipped in, but high and wide that time.
We've just seen that final change there, Taryn, as well, with Matilda Mason coming on. Eloise Northam going out for the rest of the game.
We have seen that substitution, so it is Matilda Mason, the Canberran, coming on to the field and replacing co-captain Eloise Northam, who did pick up that little knock earlier in the game, did manage to run it out, but has earned a well-earned rest here for the final few moments of this one. As the ParaMatildas have a corner here. Be looking for the target of Bykoff on the edge of the area, but cleared away. The Spanish defence well aware of the danger that Georgia Bykoff poses. So 2.5 minutes left of regulation time here. Ball into the box and a handball called there against Christodoulou, it looks like. Perhaps a slightly contentious decision there, but Spain have come out with the ball.
I think that was just, Matilda Mason there in front of the defender. There was lots of arms up, but I think it was a correct decision there. It's hit Matilda's arm just in front of the goal there.
So if you are just tuning in, the scoreboard is a little bit behind the goals that Australia have managed to score today. It is currently Australia 11 and Spain 0. 5 goals to Georgia Bykoff, 2 to Lainey Harrison, and a goal to Eloise Northam. As we see a ball go out of play there and another Spanish kick. Now, even at this late stage of the game, with only a minute to go in regulation time, Di, we see the ParaMatildas still continuing to press high, still continuing to try to win the ball back, still pushing for more and more goals. You love to see this, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the things I love about this team. They just, they just love playing so much. And as I mentioned, the goal difference does make a difference. So we don't want to go into the final game that, we're relying on any sort of goal difference. So we just want to, win this game outright. And again, we mentioned Nicole wanting to push for more goals, but the whole team does. They want to put their name on the scoreboard as well.
As Australia wins a free kick in the centre of the park there. Now, given the range at which Bykoff has scored many of her goals today and in this tournament, you would expect her to take it, and it is her lining up behind this free kick. Of course, scored the first goal of the second half from the kickoff from halfway, so this is perhaps an easier shot than the one she got from kickoff. Bykoff.
This is definitely Bykoff territory.
Absolutely. Lining up for the shot now. And unable to get past the wall this time, although the follow-up shot. And just wide that time. As we are now into added time, we are at the mercy of the referee. And still looking to press high here, the ParaMatildas. Australia just not letting up whatsoever. So you can see the referee trying to enforce the 4-metre rule from dead ball situations. Well, Australia really doesn't want to let them off the hook easy here.
I think the other thing Kelly would want and the team would certainly want is to not concede as well. So that's scoring goals has definitely been the appetite of the team, but they wouldn't want to concede now so late in the game.
Yeah, and you have to agree, Ray, our defenders are keeping really switched on and then not giving them anything back there either. It's really, really good to see.
Indeed, Australia still not conceding so far in this tournament. So they'll definitely want to see the game out with another clean sheet. Something that is a fantastic motivation for both goalkeepers, Caitlin Smith and Holly Saunders, who's been subbed onto this game. There's a free kick now in the centre of the park for Spain, an opportunity that they'll have to try and break that clean sheet, although they certainly won't if goalkeeper Holly Saunders has anything to say about it. Though it does look like there will be a stoppage due to injury now. Ray, how important is seeing out the last few minutes? In a situation like this, you want to keep the clean sheet. How important is it for team morale going forward?
Oh, absolutely, it's huge. We would not want to concede now, just to continue on with the momentum. How you finish the game can help, directly reflect how you're going to go into the next game. And tomorrow is a pretty big game, so they'll want to keep this nice and tight.
Spain have this free kick. You see the ParaMatildas lining up in a wall just in front of the penalty area. And well cleared away. They'll have another shot, but well defended by Bykoff. That woman has been absolutely everywhere today. Spain looking to throw the ball in, looking to get something out of this game. But Australia wins the free kick. Now, fatigue is absolutely a factor as we approach the end of these games, and we're seeing these women beginning to struggle a little bit with that, little bit of fatigue. It has been the third game of the tournament in 4 days, so there will be quite a lot of sore legs. Ray, you're familiar with tournament management and so on. How do you keep your players fit and fresh and firing as the tournament goes on?
Well, it's all about recovery really for the girls now. So recovery means a great sleep, some good
And that's
food, hydration.
That's full time in Salou in Spain. The Combank ParaMatildas coming out 11-0 victors against their Spanish rivals. Another incredible game here for the ParaMatildas. 5 goals to captain Georgia Bykoff, 1 to Eloise Northam, 2 to Lainey Harrison, and possibly 1 to Nicole Christodoulou, although we are awaiting official confirmation from the ground for that one. Ray, how did you see that game?
Well, look, that was a complete performance from the ParaMatildas this afternoon. Literally right from the kickoff from both halves, within 30 seconds and straight from the kickoff. Probably that would rival the Damien Morey kickoff goal from the former Socceroo Adelaide man. So right from the kickoff, it's been total domination. And, credit to Spain, they didn't stop at the entire game, kept trying all the way to the end, and this is another really great reflection on the sportsmanship that we talked about earlier, that both teams can get together and just celebrate that the historic achievements have been reached. They're all at the World Cup, and a great performance from Kelly, from all the staff and from the team today.
For sure, and of course, players from both teams having overcome so much to get to this point. It's always wonderful to see those photos together, as they do after every game, coming together to celebrate the achievement of being on the park at all. Now, that was another impressive victory from the ParaMatildas, but they're yet to face their toughest test, Ray. Tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, the Combank ParaMatildas will come up against the United States, who have been on fire so far this tournament. They play another group stage game tonight that could determine whether this game is a grand final preview. Ray, what are you expecting from tomorrow night's action?
Well, as we were saying before, it's all about recovery now for the girls. So they really will be able to get in, get off their feet, get off their legs. I'd say that Cara will be nice and busy there. The physio, Dr. Karen Sue, she'll be busy. There'll probably be a few massages taking place, but it's really all about getting some good food in, getting lots of hydration in, and then a lot of sleep, a lot of rest tonight, and to try to get off legs and rest that fatigue. But tomorrow's game, I think they'll take the couple of extra hours rest will be good as well with a later kickoff time. So they'll take all the extra rest that they can get. But just a wonderful occasion for them, a wonderful opportunity tomorrow up against the United States, so far undefeated themselves. And I think they'll be watching the game tonight with a very close eye on making sure that tactically they've got everything ready to go for tomorrow. And I'm sure that Kelly and the team will be absolutely ready for what lies ahead.
It is an enormous credit to Coach Kelly Sturton and her coaching team, and indeed all of the team over there in Spain, for the performances that the ParaMatildas have been able to put on so far.
Look, absolutely. As you said, they've been wonderful. Not a lot of preparation, as we know, but they've been wonderful, and the girls are absolutely killing it.
They absolutely are. So we'll leave you there. It has been an absolute pleasure to take you through this game. My name is Taryn Hiddo. I've been joined by Ray Dower and Di Aligich, although her internet has unfortunately dropped out for this final part. But it has been an absolute joy. Join us tomorrow night, 8:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on the MyFootball channel for that crunch game against the United States. I'm excited, and I hope you are as well. We will see you there. Thank you again for your company, and have a lovely evening.
Jules, are we good? Well done, Tara. Awesome.